everybody, welcome back to the Daily Dive. Today on the show, we're chatting with Randall, President and CEO of Freeman Gold Corp. Freeman is a mineral exploration company focused on the development of their 100% owned Lemhi gold property in Idaho. Hey Will, welcome to the Dive.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, anytime. Okay, so for investors getting up to speed, what is the 2-minute elevator pitch for Freeman?
Freeman Gold is a new company that we created over the last 12 months, or slightly more than 12 months. And it's built around a single asset located in Idaho, USA, that was developed in the 90s and early 2000s. They defined an historical resource of just over 1 million ounces at between 0.8 and 1.2 grams per ton. It's slitting at surface and oxidized, so heap leachable. And we're building off of that. We think we can get this deposit to grow into the 1.5 to 2 million ounce range. Obviously, focus on the low OPEX, low CAPEX portion, which is the oxidized material. And the other advantage that we have is we're working off of a lot of baseline data, metallurgical data done by previous operators that hopefully will allow us to replicate the success that the management team has had previously in developing these projects in a condensed timeline and getting them production ready, within 2 or 3 years.
Okay, so the company is currently working on a 5,000-meter drill program. What is the strategy with this program?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we have an historical resource defined over a 500 by 600 meter zone, starting at surface and going down to about 180 meters depth. And the 5,000 meter drill program that we're currently completing, actually we're over 5,000 meters already, is mostly to prove the historical resource and 43101 compliant maiden resource estimate that we'd have out in Q1 of 2021. And what that means is we're re-drilling some of the areas, but mostly focusing on infill drilling, so in between existing drill holes, to add confidence and let us learn more about the geology of the deposit as well, so that when we get to our phase 2 drilling, which is to expand this into that 1.5, 2 million ounce range, we have a better understanding of the deposit and we're more efficient in our drill program.
What are the advantages of a heap leach type mine?
Yeah, heap leach is so the oxidized portion of these type of deposits. You're able to mine lower OPEX and typically have a lower CAPEX as well. So those are essentially the built-in advantages of our type of deposit. They are typically some of the lowest operating costs out there, and are extremely rare in the US as well. Most of these have been mined out previously for exactly those reasons. And we're extremely fortunate to have a robust deposit and also high grade, coming over a gram per ton for an oxidized deposit. Heap leachable is a high grade environment.
Lithium X went public and was taken out by a major in around 2 years. What did you learn from the experience? And do you see similar events happening this upcoming gold cycle?
Yeah, so those that ties into the management team. Most of the management of Lithium X is part of Freeman Gold as well. And we were able to get a deposit that also had a significant amount of historical work, bring it all to compliant, and advance it through to construction stage or pre-production stage in about 2 years' time, before setting it for 265 million to a Chinese group that has now put it into production. And what I learned from that is obviously timing is very important, but it's very important to choose the right asset that allows you to extract that value in a short time frame. A lot of mining projects out there take 8-10 years to de-risk, and it's a question of choosing the right ones up front to be able to do that in a 2 or 3 year period. And I think we have that over here in Lemhi as well. As I said, we started off with a great resource, but we also have all of the work of the previous operators as far as environmental permitting goes and metallurgical work to build off of, that we expect will let us condense those timeframes to get a production ready as soon as possible.
Are there news events that shareholders should be looking out for over the near and longer term?
Yeah, so on the shorter term, sort of the next 2-3 months, it'll be focused on drill results. We expect them imminently. We've had a fairly significant backlog in the assay labs, so we have thousands of meters in the assay lab ready to come out, and we'll process them and have those press releases out over December, January, February. And then that will lead up to the maiden resource estimate that I was mentioning, where we're targeting, to bring those 1 million ounces into a compliant resource and also at around a gram per ton. Longer term, once we've done that, which we call our phase one, we'll continue drilling, expanding the deposit, getting those million ounces, as large as we can into that 1.5, 2 million ounce range. And that will primarily consist of on-strike drilling, but also at depth. We've already let a few holes run at depth. And as we had in a press release earlier, we have encountered mineralized rocks at depth. So we do have legitimate expectations that we'll be able to grow this nicely. That'll bring us all the way, we hope to have a revised resource estimate towards the end of the first half of 2021 with an increased tonnage.
Okay, Will, so final question here. Do you care to offer a price prediction on the price of gold over the near term?
Well, obviously, we're in the industry, and I hope it's as robust as possible. But the good thing about our deposit is we don't have to play that game. It's a deposit that works at much, much lower gold prices. We've been working on the acquisition of the Lemhi project since early 2019, where gold prices were significantly lower than now. And because heap leachable type of operations are some of the lowest OPEX operations out there, we can withstand very low gold prices and still be profitable.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Will.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
And for our viewers at home, don't forget to like and click subscribe. I'll see you next time on The Dive.